Detective James Foster. I've heard of you. You solved the Reeves double murder case.
I'm flattered. 8 victims. No pattern. All ages, gender, race. There's only one common thread. They all attended the Sage Oaks Juvenile Home back in the 1980s. As a matter of fact, they were all there when you lived at the home.
Very good. You're better than I thought. So why the FBI?
What do you mean?
Why not the police force? You could go months, perhaps years, before you get a case like this. As a police officer in Detroit, you could get a murder every day of the week.
Maybe that's why I didn't want to join the force.
I never thought you to be squeamish.
My father was a cop. He was killed in the line of duty.
So sorry to hear. Your mother must have been devastated.
Do you remember George Hammond, Joyce Fremont, Lizzie Sager, David Crawford?
Before you rattle off those names, I'd just like to say that while I was at the youth home, I pretty much kept to myself.
A loner. Figures. Strange ones usually are.
You never told me why you really wanted to be an agent. I guess it was either the feds or prison.
Prison. Why? Because I grew up in Detroit?
Because you never found out who murdered your older brother. Johnny, right? He was 16. So sad. Probably a drug deal gone bad. I'll bet you wanted to murder whoever killed your brother, huh?
The home was for troubled children. I interviewed several former employees, and they remember you and the 8 victims. They said you were bullied, and the 8 tied you up and left you in the woods. It took 2 days to find you. I'd say that's pretty traumatic, huh?
Detective. I'd say that's a little like losing a brother. I read about it on the internet. They practically cut his head off. It closed casket. It killed your mother. Literally. It found her in the bathtub. Talk about your grieving parent. Sore spot? But you did well for yourself. FBI? Federal Bureau of Idiots.
I can't wait to see you fry.
Did you know your brother grew up in a youth home? Just like I did.
You're lying.
Mommy never told you. She must have loved old Johnny, but that wasn't really his name. No, it was, let me think. Lester. He had a birthmark on his right ear. I hated that thing. I hated him. He was the meanest of them all. He stuck a sock in my mouth so I couldn't yell. Two days in a dark, cold forest tied to a tree. I couldn't even scream. I remember the night Johnny came out of that drugstore.
You killed.
He was the first. Years before the others. Do it. Do it! Pull the trigger and do it! Do it! Pull the trigger, do it! Do it for Johnny Boy! Do it! Do it! Do it for Johnny Boy! Do it! Get back here and do it! You get back here! You do it! Do it for Johnny! Do it for Johnny